Public transportation, a true microcosm of the American society. The interactions, the people, the sights, the smells. Now, I'm not sure how many of my listeners have been afforded the opportunity of having to take the bus every day, but for the people that do, you probably know, shit can get pretty wild, and that's what my video is going to be about today. So welcome back, everybody, to Storytime with Craig. As always, I am your host, Craig. I just want to start today's video off, just like the last one. I just want to say thank you to everybody that has watched my videos so far. If you've liked and subscribed, hey, thank you so much. Virtual high five. If you have not liked and subscribed yet, if you get an extra couple free seconds, go do that. Your boy, as always, needs all the help he can get. So today's story, oh wow, man, it's a good one. So when I first moved to San Diego, I was one of the people that took the bus every day. Didn't really have much of a choice. I was broke. I learned very quickly how expensive San Diego was, and through weighing out my options, I just went ahead and figured out that the bus is going to be the best route. No, I'm not going to lie. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I'd just get on the bus, put my headphones on, and people watch. Now, does it suck to have to be on a bus for 2 hours on something that would normally take 20 minutes if I would have had a car at that time? Hell yeah. But I got to skip out on the road rage, and it was only $72 a month for a bus pass as opposed to $72 a week with these San Diego gas prices. So yeah, you start to see where the scale starts to shift a little bit. So on my time on the bus, I ran into quite a few funny situations. For example, I got to see my first furry on the bus. For you people that don't know what a furry is, I'm not going to be the one to explain it to you, so maybe you should Google it. But don't do it around your family and don't do it around your kids. It's definitely something that may scar them. But one thing I will have to say about that was kind of strange is when I got on the bus and realized that I was looking at a furry and I went and walked by him, man, he smelled really bad and his outfit was all matted up and gross and shit. Like, yo, here's the deal. If you want to dress up like a mascot and fulfill your sexual fantasies, be my guest. I'm not going to judge you for it, but at least wash the shit. I love women in lingerie. But if a chick went and got in lingerie for me and it was all spotted up and stained up and shit, it does kind of kill the sexiness. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but just throwing it out there. So, for example, another thing that I got to experience every day, I would get on the bus after work, and there was a homeless man that would sit at the very back of the bus and just yell into his phone, "I love you, I love you, I love you." Now, did he normally talk like that? Absolutely not, because I'd heard him talk. But I guess whoever was on the other side of that phone liked being talked to like a chihuahua, because that's just how he communicated with that person. Sometimes it's better to not ask the whys and to just watch. Take it for what it is, get a good laugh out of it, and move on. So one of my fondest memories on the bus actually took place one evening. Now, for anybody that does take the bus, I think they understand. Think of it like a graph. As it gets later in the evening, you will see that the crazy shit you see on the bus goes up. So it was always interesting getting on the bus after sundown. So one evening, I'm hanging out at the Old Town bus station, waiting for my bus to arrive. For anybody that doesn't know, the bus station is where all the fun shit goes down, because that's where all the buses congregate, and you usually have a large crowd of people over there. So if you want to catch your fair share of drug deals, arguments, fights, things of that nature, that's where you go hang out. So my bus comes rolling up, and, I saw that we had a good 10 minutes before we were scheduled to take back off. Now, when that's the situation, the bus driver usually gets off the bus, comes out, stretches their legs, hangs out outside of the bus. Hey, fully understandable. If I was stuck on one of those fucking buses for 8 hours a day, I think I'd kill somebody. So I'm watching the bus driver. He gets off the bus and comes and hangs out at the front of it. Well, I could tell very quickly, this dude was pissed. He was not in a good mood. And he kept, peering back into the bus, almost like he was looking for something. Well, from where I was sitting, it didn't look like anybody was on the bus. So my only thought is, what the hell is this dude looking at? I guess I'll find out when I enter the bus. And that I did. Is that a fly? So the time finally comes. We're getting a little bit closer to the depart time. So he gets back on the bus. I jump on, go ahead and scan my ticket. I try to be cordial with him. Hey, what's going on, man?
Alrighty then.
So as soon as I get on the bus and walk past the driver, I see why he was pissed. There was a homeless man that was laying on the bench seat right behind the bus driver. Now, not only was he homeless, and he smelled really bad. And listen, I'm not going to sit on here and bash the homeless. I'm not here to do that. But this dude was on a different level. I mean, the bus already stunk as soon as I got on there, but this dude was fucked up. Now, what he was fucked up on, I don't know. I'm not one of those people that can look at somebody and be like, that dude's on PCP. I don't know. I haven't done enough drugs in my life to actually be able to tell the difference. I consider that a good thing. So I'm walking past the guy, and I'm just like, wow. I'm curious how long this guy's been on the bus, because this guy did not look mobile. He wasn't moving. He wasn't asleep. His eyes were open, but he wasn't moving. So I go ahead and take my seat. See, me, it was normal for me to go to the back of the bus. I would just like to post up back there, put my headphones on, and just watch everything that was going on. So I get on the bus, take my seat. I'm just chilling, and only one other person jumps on the bus. It was this younger female, this poor chick. And I'll get around to why I'm saying that. So that only makes three of us. We got the fucked up, stinky homeless dude up front. We have the young female, and we have myself. Now, when the chick got on the bus, she took one of the seats that looked forward. So she was actually facing the homeless man. Not a good idea. I took one of the bench seats, so I'm not facing forward. I'm looking across the bus out the window. So we take off. We get maybe a couple miles, 2 or 3 miles down the road, and the homeless man starts rustling around. And, you know, I'm watching him. I'm kind of watching him out of the corner of my eye. And this dude, once again, just fucked up. I mean, he's trying to move, and he barely can. He's making a lot of grunts and moans, you know. He might have even been drooling a little bit. I'm not sure. But he just gets fixated on this female. Now, keep in mind, when you're that messed up, your idea of what's socially acceptable and not, first off, you probably don't care. But second off, you probably aren't even aware of how you're looking at that moment. And this homeless man is just staring at her. He will not take his eyes off of her. And I'm just sitting on the back of the bus kind of watching the whole situation. And I feel bad for her, man, because you could tell it was awkward for her. You know, unfortunately, she took one of those seats facing forward, so there's only so much you can do to not be looking that way. I mean, even if she's looking down on her phone, it's obvious that somebody is just eyeballing her. You know what I mean? A few minutes of this passes. I'm not sure if her stop actually came or she just got tired of the shit. So she pulled the little cord, the bus stopped, she jumped off. So if you're doing any math, we can deduce that one less person, now it's just me and the homeless man. So, you know, personally, I'm not too terribly concerned about it. I'm just hoping he doesn't, you know, pick up the fact that I'm on the bus. I don't want somebody eyeballing me like that. You know, just make it even more awkward than it already is. You know, so we continue to go down the road, and this dude's eyes make his way to me. And he is just staring. So I even take a glance back, connect eyes with him. And this dude's laughing. He's like laughing under his breath, drool coming from his lip. I mean, dude, I was just like, man, this is fucking weird, you know. So in the midst of this, I kind of look the opposite direction just to kind of break that eye contact. I look back. And this dude is laying face first in the middle aisle of the bus. Now, I'm not sure what happened. Maybe the bus took a turn kind of hard. I'm not sure. I didn't even hear him flop out of his seat, so I must have missed something. But regardless, now here I am sitting at the back of the bus. There's a homeless dude face first in the middle of the bus on the aisle, and then there's the driver. So I'm sitting there wondering, you know, what the fuck do I do? Like, I should help him up. I was a little hesitant given his current mental state, but luckily he finally starts moving around. And I was like, please get yourself back into that seat so I don't feel bad about it. But I'm still watching him, and as he's getting himself up, I notice that there's a little bit of a puddle under him. It took about 2 seconds between me seeing the puddle and smelling it. What the fuck? This dude had pissed all over the floor and himself. I mean, dude, this wasn't just a little tinkle either. This dude pissed everywhere. Everywhere. And this was that dehydrated piss. Like, let's be honest. As adults, you can tell a big difference in your pee when you ain't been drinking a lot of water. Let's say you have one of those late nights just drinking a shitload of alcohol. You forgot to drink water in between your beers. Dude, the shit's pumpkin orange and it reeks. And this is what that was. I mean, dude, the bus immediately reeked. Bruh. And as he's getting up, by this point, he's actually laughing out loud. There's a piece of drool from his lip, still connected from his lip to the floor, and he is just laughing his ass off. And his eyes come right back up and just connect with me.
Dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far away from here.
No, bro. Fuck that, man. Like, what was I going to do? Wait for the bus driver to catch a hill so all that piss comes rushing back to the back of the bus to my feet? Dude, I was done. I didn't even care about the fact I still had 2 or 3 miles to walk. I mean, like they always say, it's better to be pissed off than pissed on. So I get off the bus, and the only thing I can think is, man, this poor bus driver, man. This poor, poor bus driver. I don't think he can legally kick somebody off the bus, like physically pick them up and throw them off. But it's one of those situations where I think that maybe they should loosen those laws a little bit. And this probably ain't the worst shit he's seen. This is probably just a standard day for him. You know what I'm saying? So, moral of the story, dude, be nice to your bus drivers. You don't know what type of shit or piss that they've been dealing with all day. And if it's any indication from my time on the bus, they have to deal with a good bit. So fucking be nice. So as always, if you did stick around to the end of the story, thank you so much. Please, once again, don't forget, like and subscribe. There will be more stories. I already have a few on deck I'm going to be recording. My plan is to put out one a week, so they will be coming. So until next time, as always, thanks for watching, and peace.